What if I told you there's a single animal so profitable that just one breeding pair could pay off your mortgage? While most farmers are struggling to break even on cattle and traditional livestock, there are breeding gold mines hiding in plain sight that could make you more money than you ever imagined. Number 8. Chickens. Now, I know what you're thinking. Chickens, really? But hear me out, because this is where traditional farming meets serious money. Heritage breed chickens like Ayam Cemani, Silkies, and Marans aren't just backyard birds anymore. They're agricultural gold. A single breeding pair of Ayam Cemani can sell for $2,500 to $5,000. That's more per pound than prime beef. The beauty of chicken farming is that it doesn't require vast acreage. You can start with a converted barn, existing coop, or even a small pasture setup. These birds are hardy, excellent mothers and can literally hatch money. No massive tractors, no expensive irrigation systems, just controlled environment and the right knowledge. What makes this even more attractive is the market demand. Americans are finally catching on to what our great-grandparents knew. Heritage breeds taste better, lay richer eggs, and represent authentic American agriculture. The heritage chicken market is exploding with farm-to-table restaurants and health-conscious consumers willing to pay premium prices. We're talking $8 to $15 per dozen for heritage eggs, compared to $3 for commercial eggs. Heritage roosters sell for $100 to $500 each, while quality hens command $50 to $200. The startup costs are reasonable too. You can begin with a $1,000 investment and scale up as your operation grows. But here's what really shocked the scientists. Chickens aren't just producing eggs and meat, they're producing some pretty valuable byproducts. First off, their manure is a hot commodity for gardeners. You can sell premium chicken manure for $15 to $25 per bag to organic gardeners who can't get enough of this nitrogen-rich fertilizer. The feather market is another gold mine most farmers overlook. Premium chicken feathers sell for $8 to $15 per pound to fly fishing enthusiasts and craft manufacturers. When you're producing animals that generate multiple income streams from every part, you know you're in the right business. Number 7. Goats. Remember when your grandmother made cheese from scratch? Well, goats are that tradition's sophisticated cousin, and they're making farmers wealthy. When there's a lot of grass available and it's warmer, goats become absolute profit machines. For starters, goat meat is where it's at. These animals are pretty inexpensive to raise, and they don't need a ton of grazing space since they'll eat about anything. That means you can keep them on a smaller plot of land and still make a living. What's more, goat milk is another product that's gaining popularity. In fact, it's easier to digest than cow's milk and offers a ton of health benefits. Plus, it can be hard to find, which means you can charge a premium price of up to $8 per quart. But honestly, the real moneymakers are the value-added products. You can make cheese, soap, lotion, and even cosmetics from goat's milk. These products are always in high demand among people looking for organic options. A single bar of goat's milk soap can sell for up to $12. That's some serious cash. But wait, there's even more. You can also rent your goats to people who want to clear overgrown areas of their land. Some folks even pay $250 per day for a herd of dozen goats to graze their land. It's like having employees that work for free while customers pay you for their services. The breeding numbers will make your accountant smile. A quality goat doe costs around $400 to $800 and can produce twins or triplets twice per year. Those kids sell for $200 to $600 each, depending on breed and quality. With proper management, you're looking at 200% to 400% return on investment annually. Nigerian dwarf goats are particularly profitable because they produce milk with 6% to 10% butterfat content. That's double what Holstein cows produce. This rich, creamy milk sells for $8 to $15 per gallon to artisan cheesemakers who can't get enough of it. The space requirements are minimal compared to cattle. You can keep 6 to 8 does on 1 acre compared to 1 dairy cow. No massive barns, no expensive milking parlors, no weather worries. It's farming on steroids. Number 6. Bees. This might surprise you, but bees are becoming one of America's most profitable agricultural investments. The best thing about them is that they don't require daily tending, and they can be pretty simple to raise, unlike the other animals I've mentioned so far. If you're lucky, you may even be able to get them for free. Of course, you'll need to invest in some equipment like hive boxes, gloves, and a bee suit. I know these can be costly, but once you have your bees settled in, you can start to reap the rewards. What's more, the demand for local pure honey has skyrocketed in recent years. You won't believe that people are even willing to pay more than $12 per pound for premium honey. Compare that to $4 for commercial honey, and you're looking at 300% higher prices for the same basic product. Besides this, you can also rent out your hives and bees to local food producers to pollinate their crops. Yep, that's actually a thing. Obviously, this is done to increase crop yield, and farmers often agree to pay a rental fee of around $200 per hive during the pollination season. But let's not forget about honeycomb. In fact, it's becoming a popular item in the culinary industry. This delicious treat can fetch prices of around $25 per pound. When you're producing luxury food products that chefs can't get enough of, you know you're in the right business. The beauty of bee farming is the multiple revenue streams. A single hive can produce 30 to 80 pounds of honey annually, worth $360 to $2,400 at premium prices. Add in pollination services, beeswax sales at $8 per pound, and royal jelly at $100 per ounce, and you're looking at serious income from each hive. What makes bees particularly attractive for American farmers is their low maintenance requirements. Once established, bees essentially manage themselves. You're not feeding them daily, cleaning barns, or dealing with veterinary bills. They work 24/7 converting flower nectar into liquid gold. The startup costs are reasonable compared to other livestock. You can begin with 3 hives for around $1,500 and scale up as your operation grows. No land requirements beyond a small apiary space, no expensive buildings, just hives and basic equipment. The environmental benefits are huge too. Bees improve crop yields for neighboring farmers, support local ecosystems, and help maintain biodiversity. In today's environmentally conscious market, that's not just good farming, it's good marketing. Number 5, American bison. Now we're talking about an animal with serious American heritage. American bison. These magnificent beasts have been making people wealthy since before the Revolutionary War, and they're experiencing a massive comeback that's creating millionaires. Bison represent patience farming at its finest, but the payoff is extraordinary. These animals sell for $3,000 to $8,000 each at market weight. Breeding stock commands $5,000 to $50,000 for proven bulls. We're talking about animals worth more than most people's cars. The math is compelling. Bison are perfectly adapted to American grasslands. They thrive on native grasses that cattle can't digest, require minimal veterinary care, and can survive winters that would kill other livestock. It's like they were designed by nature specifically for American ranching. What makes American bison so valuable? The meat market is exploding. Bison steaks sell for $15 to $25 per pound compared to $6 for beef. Restaurants can't get enough, and health-conscious consumers are driving demand through the roof. Bison meat is leaner, more flavorful, and packed with nutrients that beef simply can't match. The beauty of bison farming is that it works with existing ranch infrastructure. You don't need special facilities, just good fencing and native pasture. The animals do the rest, converting grass into premium protein while actually improving the land through their natural grazing patterns. Here's what really shocked me during my research. Bison are incredibly hardy. They calve easily, rarely get sick, and can survive temperatures that would kill cattle. One rancher in Montana told me his bison operation runs itself while his cattle require constant attention and expensive veterinary bills. The government supports bison ranching through conservation programs. You can get paid to restore native grasslands while building your bison empire. It's like getting paid twice for the same land, once for conservation payments and again for the premium meat you're producing. But the real money is in the breeding stock. Premium bison bulls sell for $15,000 to $50,000 each. Proven breeding cows command $5,000 to $12,000. When you're producing animals worth more than luxury cars, you know you're in the right business. The breeding economics are spectacular. A bison cow that costs $3,000 can produce calves worth $2,000 to $4,000 annually for 15 to 20 years. That's $30,000 to $80,000 in lifetime production from a single animal, not counting her value as breeding stock. What makes this opportunity even more attractive is the cultural significance. Bison represent American heritage and conservation success. Customers aren't just buying meat. They're buying into a story of American resilience and environmental stewardship. Number 4, rabbits. The next animal might surprise you. It's none other than rabbits. Yes, you've heard that right. These cute and cuddly creatures can be more than just pets because the selection of good breeders plays a very important role in breeding these animals massively. In fact, they can be raised for both their meat and fur, and even their waste can be used as organic fertilizer. Besides this, they're relatively easy to care for and require minimal space compared to larger livestock. Now, rabbit meat is a valuable product. It's actually lean protein that is rich in vitamins and minerals. Plus, it's considered a delicacy in many countries. This means that you can fetch a high price for it. I'm talking up to $8 per pound for premium rabbit meat. Additionally, their fur is used in various products like hats, gloves, and scarves. Angora rabbits are particularly well suited for their soft, fluffy fur. They can produce up to 1 pound of fur every 3 months, and you'd be surprised to know that it sells for $20 per ounce. That's $320 worth of fiber from a single rabbit every quarter. What's more, rabbit waste is an excellent fertilizer preferred by gardeners. After all, it's rich in essential nutrients like nitrogen, phosphorus, and potassium. So you can also sell it to make a profit. Premium rabbit manure sells for $15 to $25 per bag to organic gardeners. The breeding numbers are absolutely incredible. Rabbits are famous for their reproductive capacity, and for good reason. A single doe can produce 6 to 8 litters per year, with 6 to 12 kits per litter. That's potentially 72 rabbits annually from one breeding female. Here's where the math gets really exciting. Meat rabbits reach market weight of 4 to 5 pounds in just 8 to 12 weeks. At $8 per pound, that's $32 to $40 per rabbit. If you're producing 72 rabbits annually from one doe, that's $2,304 to $2,880 in gross income from a single breeding female that costs around $50. The space efficiency is unmatched in agriculture. You can raise rabbits in hutches that stack vertically, maximizing production per square foot. A 10 by 10 foot space can house enough rabbits to generate $15,000 to $20,000 annually. Show me another livestock operation that produces that kind of income density. Angora rabbits represent the luxury end of rabbit farming. These fiber-producing rabbits require more care but generate premium returns. English Angora rabbits produce 3 to 4 ounces of fiber every 3 months, while German Angoras can produce up to 1 pound quarterly. At $20 per ounce, that's serious money. From animals that eat grass and hay, the startup costs are incredibly low. You can begin rabbit farming with $500 to $1,000 in initial investment for breeding stock and basic housing. No expensive barns, no heavy equipment, no massive land requirements. It's agriculture that anyone can start regardless of their current resources. Number 3, ducks. Moving on to the next profitable option, ducks. For starters, a mature duck can go for around $15 to $25 depending on its breed and location. But if you're looking for a quicker profit, you can also sell cute little ducklings for $8 to $12 each. People just love ducklings. What can I say? Hold on, there's more. Laying ducks are very popular right now, and so are their eggs. In fact, their eggs are bigger than chicken eggs and filled with minerals and vitamins. So you can use these eggs for hatching new ducklings or for premium food markets. It's pretty hard to find fresh local duck eggs in many areas, which means they can go for some high prices. Duck eggs sell for $6 to $12 per dozen compared to $3 for chicken eggs. That's 200% to 400% higher prices for essentially the same product, just from a different bird. Not to mention the fact that you can also sell duck feathers and down. Trust me, sleeping on a pillow or cushion filled with duck down is like sleeping on a cloud. Plus, individual duck feathers have unique patterns, making them popular for crafting and fly fishing. Some premium feathers can even go for as much as $15 per ounce. The breeding economics are fantastic. A quality breeding pair of ducks costs $50 to $150 and can produce 100 to 200 eggs annually. If you're hatching those eggs, you're looking at 60 to 120 ducklings per pair, selling for $8 to $12 each. That's $480 to $1,440 in gross income from a $100 investment. But here's where ducks really shine. They're incredibly hardy and adaptable. Ducks can forage for much of their own food, eating insects, snails, and aquatic plants. They're excellent mothers, rarely need veterinary care, and can thrive in conditions that would stress other poultry. The meat market for duck is exploding, especially in ethnic communities and high-end restaurants. Duck breast sells for $12 to $20 per pound, while whole ducks command $8 to $15 per pound. Compare that to chicken at $3 to $6 per pound. And you're looking at premium pricing for premium products. Specialty duck breeds like Muscovy and Pekin are particularly profitable. Muscovy ducks are excellent foragers and produce lean, flavorful meat that's prized by chefs. Pekin ducks grow quickly and produce large, rich eggs that bakers pay premium prices for. The down and feather market represents additional income streams most farmers overlook. Duck down sells for $15 to $25 per pound to manufacturers of high-end bedding and outdoor gear. Even the smaller feathers have value for craft markets and fly fishing enthusiasts. Water requirements are minimal. Ducks don't need large ponds or elaborate water systems. A simple kiddie pool or stock tank provides enough water for drinking and basic bathing needs. This makes duck farming accessible even in areas with limited water resources. Number 2, fish. As you know, fish farming is attracting a lot of attention nowadays. Believe it or not, there's a huge demand for high-quality fish, and the prices can depend on species, size, and quality. But trust me, they can generate serious income. Let's start with ornamental fish. There's an increasing demand for premium koi carp. While the price of these fish can depend on their skin color, shape, and pattern, they can go from anywhere between $50 and a whopping $15,000 per fish. Yes, that's some serious cash for the right genetics and coloration. But before you dive headfirst into fish breeding, you'll need to have enough space to accommodate them. After all, they are pretty particular about their environment. So make sure that they have plenty of room to swim and grow in properly designed systems. What's more, there's an increasing demand for animal protein globally. In fact, the global market for freshwater and saltwater fish is predicted to reach $350 billion in the upcoming decades. So who knows, your fish hobby might end up turning into a big money enterprise. The beauty of aquaculture is its scalability. You can start with a few tanks in a garage or basement and scale up to commercial pond operations. Catfish farming, for example, can generate $3,000 to $5,000 per acre annually with proper management. Trout farming represents the premium end of food fish production. Rainbow trout sell for $6 to $12 per pound wholesale, while specialty varieties like steelhead command even higher prices. A well-managed trout operation can produce 20,000 to 30,000 pounds per acre annually. But here's where fish farming gets really exciting. The breeding stock market. Proven breeding pairs of premium koi can sell for $25,000 to $100,000. Champion bloodlines command astronomical prices, with some fish selling for over $500,000 at auction in Japan. The ornamental fish market extends beyond koi to include goldfish, tropical species, and native game fish. Largemouth bass fingerlings sell for 50 cents to $2 each to pond stocking operations. A single female bass can produce 10,000 to 50,000 eggs annually. Aquaponics represents the cutting edge of fish farming, combining fish production with vegetable growing in closed-loop systems. These operations can generate $100,000 to $200,000 per acre annually by producing both premium fish and organic vegetables. The startup costs vary dramatically based on scale and species. You can begin with $5,000 for a small ornamental operation or invest $50,000 to $100,000 for a commercial food fish facility. The key is starting small and scaling up as you gain experience and market knowledge. Water quality management is crucial for success. Modern fish farming uses sophisticated filtration, aeration, and monitoring systems to maintain optimal conditions. These systems can be automated, reducing labor requirements while maximizing production efficiency. Number 1. Cows. Sure, pigs can help you generate handsome cash, but if you're looking for the ultimate wealth-building livestock, it's cows. Not only can you sell the meat, milk, and hide of these bovine beauties for serious cash, but their waste can also earn you good profit as fertilizer and even fuel source. But here's the catch. If you're planning on raising cows, you're going to need some serious acreage. After all, one cow alone needs at least 1 to 2 acres for grazing purposes. So you'll need substantial land to properly raise a herd. However, we're not talking about commodity cattle here. We're talking about registered breeding stock that can build generational wealth. Registered Angus bulls sell for $15,000 to $100,000 or more for proven genetics. Elite females command $5,000 to $25,000 each. The breeding economics are spectacular. A registered Angus cow that costs $8,000 can produce calves worth $3,000 to $8,000 annually for 12 to 15 years. That's $36,000 to $120,000 in lifetime production from a single animal. But here's where cattle breeding gets really exciting. Wagyu cattle. These Japanese beef cattle produce meat so valuable it sells for $200 to $500 per pound, making it literally worth more than silver. Wagyu cattle represent the ultimate in agricultural luxury. Full-blood Wagyu bulls sell for $50,000 to $400,000 each. Elite females command $20,000 to $100,000. We're talking about cattle worth more than most people's houses. Here's what makes Wagyu cattle agricultural gold. Their meat is graded on marbling quality, with the highest grade selling for astronomical prices. A single Wagyu steak can cost $300 to $500 in high-end restaurants. The breeding economics are mind-blowing. Wagyu embryos sell for $2,000 to $10,000 each. Semen from elite bulls commands $500 to $2,000 per straw. You're not just selling cattle, you're selling genetic perfection. What makes this opportunity particularly attractive for American farmers is the limited supply. There are fewer than 5,000 full-blood Wagyu cattle in America, creating incredible scarcity value for breeding stock. The market is desperate for supply. American Wagyu beef sells for $50 to $200 per pound wholesale, with demand far exceeding production. Every pound grown domestically replaces expensive Japanese imports. But even traditional cattle breeds can generate substantial wealth when managed properly. Certified Angus beef commands premium prices at restaurants and grocery stores. The brand recognition ensures consistent demand for quality genetics. The dairy market offers additional opportunities. Jersey cows produce rich milk perfect for artisan cheese production. A single Jersey cow can generate $3,000 to $5,000 annually in milk sales to specialty dairies. The startup investment for cattle is significant. $50,000 to $300,000 for quality breeding stock and facilities. But the returns justify the investment. A well-managed cattle operation can generate $500,000 to $2 million annually. These 9 animals prove that profitable livestock breeding isn't just alive in America. It's thriving for those who know where to look. From chickens that sell for more per pound than prime beef to cattle worth more than houses, the opportunities are endless for farmers ready to think beyond commodity production. The key is starting with quality breeding stock, focusing on premium markets, and never settling for commodity prices. Whether you have 5 acres or 5,000, there's a profitable animal on this list that can transform your operation into a wealth-building machine. If this opened your eyes to what's possible in specialty livestock breeding, make sure to subscribe for more insider secrets that most farmers never learn. And check out the next video on your screen where I reveal the biggest mistakes that keep livestock farmers broke while their neighbors get rich with the same animals.